Excuse me. Something came across my screen there, so I had to get it off of there. So in my travels, I was fortunate enough to go to Korea, to South Korea. And this, by chance, we were introducing our product line, our wet line, to a group of entrepreneurs over there who took on our line, our wet line, to introduce to South Korea. And in that process, I was introduced to what they called, we called a botanical blowout, but this was an elixir. So starting off with that, we had to change everything when we decided to take this on. It was a plant-based smoothing system. You're going to hear me reiterate that smoothing part. The botanical blowout is not a straightening system, but a smoothing system. So with that, we came across this smoothing system over there. And if anybody knows, I know that you guys are students, but if any of you all know that everything virtually in our world starts off in Korea. It's called K-beauty, and I would tell you guys to go ahead and look up K-beauty or Korean beauty, and you can learn so much by following some of the influencers out there that actually everything starts there. It was interesting to me to find out that they're ahead of us by 7 to 8 years to 10 years. They know things before we do, so we can always learn. I'm 50, gonna be 2 years old, and I can learn every day. So, I say when I'm done learning, then I might as well hang up my hat, right? So I am a cosmetologist by trade. I did own my own salon in a little town in Missouri. Right now, I do live out in the middle of nowhere in Iowa on a farm with my husband and children. And so I have, this job has allowed me to go out and see things and bring back things to the United States. You all are the first to see this presentation. We had a few educators previous to this. So you guys, it's kind of a special thing to be able to be part of this and be able to see this. Excuse me, just one moment. So I just want to introduce it to you, Botanical Blowout by Elixir and presented by your new school and Cote Hair. April, Marie, I'll turn it back over to you.
So there was a sneak peek of what is yet to come.
And yes, there was, somebody asked, was there supposed to be sound on that? Yes, there was supposed to be sound. I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll get that all to you and redo that. So thank you. So let's start off with Botanical Blowout. Botanical Blowout's a very high performance botanical plant based professional smoothing system. Okay, this system uses a couple of different patent pending technologies. One of them is called HCT, it's hydrogenized collagen technology, along with the crystal drop formation, and it gives you, it delivers, and it's a moisturizing and restorative properties, goes deep into the cortex of the hair. I've seen it. It doesn't just sit on the outside of the cuticle. It actually goes in with a plant-based system, and it has restorative properties into the cortex of the hair. It is patent pending. These systems are, nobody else has these systems involved in a product like this. And it is a botanical blend, like I said, has avocado, aloe, a few different other plant based on that, and the unsaturated fats, excuse me, and it will result in a long lasting smooth hair for a crazy amazing shine like I have not seen with any other product out there. So a couple of key points. I'm sorry, Maria, if you want to go to the next slide. A couple of key points in our botanical blowout is as that we're finding out is a little different than the other ones. It is a semi-permanent smoothing system. Your reapplication is every 6 to 8 weeks. We want to get that client back into the chair in that 6-week time frame. I have seen it last in the upwards of about 16 weeks. That's not a typical result. We want to, make sure that that we get them back in the chair, around 6 to 8 weeks, and it'll seem to transition a lot smoother. Some clients only need that touch up at the root base where the hair, the new growth is out. And then at the very end of the processing time, you can go ahead and pull it through the ends. You can overlap this. It's just best not to do that until the very end of the processing time. You'll see a pouch like this. This is it's a 2-part system. Here's the first part. This is, you should be able to get anywhere from 3 to 4 applications per pouch. Like I said, it will come 1 and then 2. So step 1, step 2. Okay, we'll go over that in a little bit more detail here. This will not permanently straighten the hair. This is one of the biggest questions that I have asked over and over. It does not permanently straighten the hair, but what it does, it keeps the natural texture just without all the frizz and, with a more manageability. It will take a ponytail this size, and it will actually take it and go down to about size. So you're able to manage that frizz and that hair in a greater capacity. So the service time is anywhere. It depends on how quick we get to it, how quick we get with it, and how fluid you are with it. It's a service time at anywhere from 2.5, we say, to about 4.5 hours has been my top one that has taken us the longest amount of time. However, the girl did have hair down to her waist, and her ponytail was that thick. So depending on the hair type, anywhere from 2.5 to 4.5 hours. Now, I would suggest that with students, those students need to be working as a group. When 2 stylists are working together, it's very, very, very important. I can't reiterate this enough to make sure that when you're working together, you would need to use the same amount of tension from your blow drying, from your combing to your application. Okay, same amount of tension in each direction. This formulation comes in 2 formulas, or this product comes in 2 formulas. It's for virgin and color treated hair. When we say color treated hair, we want to make sure it's only up to a 20 volume, only 20 volume period. I have tested the gamut because I had to do all the testing on the product. And I did do a head of hair that had some 30 volume in it in the highlights. And you can definitely see where it does start to put a stress on the hair. So we recommend this for, do not recommend it for highlighted bleached hair, or for color treated hairs that it's anything over the 30 volume to 40 volume in permanent color. So like I said earlier, it is primarily plant-based. There are no formaldehyde and no formaldehyde derivatives in this product, period. So that is a key thing to our product. No formaldehyde, no formaldehyde derivatives to give off that chemical off to unhealthy for the stylist, unhealthy for the guests, etc. So we're going to jump right into the directions with the Botanical Blowout by Elixir. So prior to the service, we want to perform a thorough consultation. I cannot stress this enough. You really, really, really need to consult with the guest. Make sure that they are telling you everything that is on the hair. We'll need to access the porosity, the elasticity, and the overall condition of the hair. You really, really, really need to get into the bottom detail with everything that has been on their hair. So the checklist for performance, we want to make sure that we have gloves. However, I will tell you, I've done all the testing and looking at upwards of 45 tests before we put this out into the market. It is very gentle. I have everything from hair color, etc. Turn my hands just completely white. I have never worn gloves with this service. However, we suggest that you do. So it is very gentle. My part of that is I want to let you know that you can make that choice for yourself. I have never had it damage my hands, rip them apart, etc. So I want to make sure we have gloves if you choose to wear them. Alligator clips, because the alligator clips will not actually clamp down extremely hard and leave a kink in the hair. A bowl and brush application or applicator brush. We want a wide tooth comb, and when I say wide tooth comb, about this, we want to use the ends of this comb, not this part. We want to make sure that we can have a finer but a little bit wider in there. Okay, a paddle or a sculpting brush, a blow dryer, and a flat iron. So while we're in the instructions, while we're going to check out the scalp, we're going to check out everything in the person's hair. We're going to prep the hair and the surface of the hair by cleansing with Reboot. And Reboot is our clarifying shampoo. We want to thoroughly saturate the hair with Reboot, and we want to evenly disperse that throughout that head of hair. And we want to pay really close attention to the outlying areas of the hair, the nape of the neck, mid-shaft ends. We do not want to manipulate the scalp with the Reboot because it is a clarifying shampoo. We're going to rinse that out, and we're not going to condition afterwards. Okay, that sometimes is a little bit of a struggle to get the comb out, but just take your time and just comb out the hair as thoroughly as you can. With that being said, you should towel dry the hair well and then comb it out. Okay. Then we're going to divide the hair. I've got a mannequin head here. I'll just show you how I divided her head up into three or four large sections. So you want to definitely go with the head of the hair and the natural part of the hair. You don't want to try to reinvent their part. It does not work that way. It will not work that way, and you'll have just hairs that are standing straight up. So go with the natural growth of the hair, the grow out of the hair. Okay. So we're just going to put 1, 2, and then a back. And then down at the base, I'm going to a little above the occipital and then bring it down. Okay. As you can see. All right. Then using a paddle brush, we want to thoroughly dry the hair. I cannot say that enough. This hair has to be completely dried before applying any of the product. So you want, in the direction the hair naturally falls, you want to have an even tension until the hair is completely straight and smooth. It's suggested that we go ahead and not have that blow dryer right on the brush or right on the hair. Keep it a couple inches away from the hair to minimize the steam release. You want to, again, completely dry the hair. Then you need to determine the estimated amount of the solution that we need based on the length and the density of the hair. You can always start out with less and add more as needed. This chart that we have up here, if you want to go to the next slide, the chart that we have up is just a suggested chart. We have had that question, well, man, we use so much more than that. This is just a suggestion to start off with, using a 1/2 inch for shorter hair, a half an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce for medium hair, long hair, an ounce. I kind of eyeball it to go from there. And then just, add to it as you go. We can't put it back in the container. It's better that we take it out as we go. So you want to, on dry hair, use the applicator brush. And when I say the applicator brush, it just looks like a brush, just like you would for color. Just a pretty, pretty strong bristled brush. Okay. And then you want to start out with the most resistant area of the hair first. Okay. You want to subdivide that into 1 to 1.5 inch subsections. You want to apply the solution with the brush and then comb through as you go. You'll find that the product will go a lot further if you do that combing through, and you'll get a better result in the end if you do comb through as you go. You want to be sure to consistently check the elasticity of the hair to make sure that no breakage occurs. Like I said before, there were 2 different formulations of this. You want to process one of them, and I'll tell you, it is the Unwind Part 1 for normal to resistant hair. I have never taken this off of basically virgin hair before 20 minutes. It's always been up to the 20 minutes. With that, I do say again, reiterate again, you are going to check the elasticity of the hair as you go. When you are checking that, go ahead and make sure you smooth that back out with either your comb or your fingers, to make sure that it doesn't have any kinks in it, because we want to keep it as straight as we can. Okay. We do not use heat when we are using this product. We want to just naturally let it go. No towels over the top, no plastic bags, not anything like that. And then the other formula is Unwind Part 1. It's for delicate to normal hair. This would be for the 20 volume and less that is on the color treated hair. I have had this on a head of hair for, right at 5 minutes. And then I've had to take it off. So you do have to work very quickly when doing this process. You just want to take those 1/2 inch sections, start at the end or start at the most resistant part and work your way to the front of a head of hair. I have started in the front and worked my way back. It seems like most tests and most heads of hair that we have done usually start at the nape of the neck, because that's where you see the most curl, if you will, the most obstinate wave pattern, if you will. So after that processing time is complete, we want to thoroughly rinse the hair. When I say thoroughly rinse first, you want to have the water in the bowl with no bubbles in it. You want to completely, and please, when you're rinsing that out, keep the hair just as straight as you can. I know that's a difficult task, putting it, especially with the longer lengths of hair, but go ahead and keep it as straight as you can in the bowl, but thoroughly rinse, and then cleanse the hair with our hybrid shampoo. And it is an all around daily shampoo, if you will, for all hair types. So you want to go ahead and rinse that again, and you do not condition at that point, at that step. Next slide, please. We want to then go ahead and blow dry the hair in the direction the hair naturally falls as straight as possible. You want to go ahead and clip this up into sections. It doesn't have to be perfect sections, but just start out like you did with the first blow dry. You want to keep it as straight as possible, and it has to be completely dry. You will know if you have left any solution in the hair, as you can feel it. It'll feel like almost a gummy feeling. So if you do find that, go back in and re-rinse, okay? So the hair must be completely dry before putting the smoothing iron to the head of hair. You want to, excuse me, depending on the condition and the density of the hair, the smoothing temperature should range anywhere to 355 to 450, the lower temperatures being the finer heads of hair or hair that has less damage. You want to take a 1/2 inch section, apply the flat iron to the root to the end. And when I say that, you want to take that iron right up to the, I hope you guys can see this, right up to the scalp as close as you can get it, and rock that head of hair in there. And then slowly, you can slowly bring that iron down. That would be root to end. You don't have to do that 15 times like of a lot of the other products. You just have to do that at least 2 to 3 times. And you can go slow. You can take it just as slow as you can. Make sure even tension, okay? And then the next step is we're going to go to the conditioning stage of the botanical blowout, which would be called step 2. Now, step 2, the rebalance, part 2, is for both. You have one rebalance for both formulations, okay? So on part 1, delicate to normal, and part 1, normal to resistant, just has the one step 2. It's a cream, and you do it exactly as you would the conditioning stage, as you would the first stage that you did. You're going to apply it with a brush. You're going to comb it through as you go, and it literally stays on for 5 minutes, okay? At that time, you're going to thoroughly rinse the hair with water, no condition again. And then after that, you're going to take them back to your chair. You're going to use a comb out spray, and I'll show you what that is. It is our detangler, if you will, and you can use the comb out spray at this time. And then you're going to want to completely dry the hair again in the same manner as you did the other 2 times. Then you can apply our quinoa smoothing oil. It's added protection. It is a quinoa, so it has all kinds of plant-based, goody, yummy, good stuff in it. And then you're going to flat iron it out as you did the steps before, the 2 times before. We're going to suggest to the guests that they're not going to shampoo the hair for 36 to 48 hours after the treatment. A lot of times at this point in time, I have, when we were doing the testing phase of this product, I would have the guests come back into the stylist. So it's a good thing. So the stylist can see what the hair does after the treatment. In a learning phase, it's great for have them come back and you actually shampoo it out, feel how it feels. Actually see how it performs and how well their hair is smoother in the end. Okay. Next slide, please.
All right, hopefully I can get the sound to play. We'll see. I think it's because my microphone is muted, and since I'm controlling the PowerPoint, I think that's why it didn't play. So please let me know if there's sound.
Okay.
Welcome to the Botanical Blowout instructional video. You're going to be blown away by these results. Before you get started, make sure you have the following: a paddle or sculpting brush, a blow dryer, and a flat iron. Because of the safe ingredients used at the Botanical Blowout, gloves are optional. Prior to service, perform a thorough consultation to assess the porosity, elasticity, and overall condition of the hair. Prepare the surface of the hair by cleansing with the Cote Hair Remove Clarifying Shampoo. Thoroughly saturate and evenly disperse the clarifying shampoo throughout the hair, paying special attention to the hairline, nape of the neck, and the midshaft and ends. Rinse and do not condition. Towel dry the hair well and comb out. Divide the hair into 3 to 4 large sections. Using a paddle brush or sculpting brush, blow dry the hair in the direction the hair naturally falls using even tension until the hair is straight and smooth. When blow drying, it is recommended to keep the blow dryer at least 2 inches away from the hair to minimize the steam released. Completely dry the hair. Determine the estimated amount of solution needed based on length and density of the hair. Always start with less and add more as needed. On dry hair, start with the most resistant area of the hair first. Subdividing 1 inch to 1.5 inch sections, apply the solution, keeping the product 1/8 of an inch from the scalp and comb through. Evenly and thoroughly distribute through the hair. Be sure to consistently check the elasticity of the hair to ensure no breakage occurs. Process for 5 to 20 minutes. Do not use heat. After processing time is complete, thoroughly rinse and cleanse the hair using Cote Hair Hybrid Shampoo. Rinse again and do not condition. Blow dry the hair in the direction the hair naturally falls as straight as possible. Hair must be completely dry. Using the smoothing iron, seal the product into the hair. Depending on the condition and density of the hair, the smoothing iron temperature should range between 355 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, using lower temperatures for hair that is more damaged. Taking 1/2 inch sections, apply the flat iron from root to end, using the same tension through the entire length of the hair. Pass over each section at least 2 to 3 times. Conditioning stage. Apply Botanical Blowout Step 2, cream. Comb through. Let sit for 5 minutes. Thoroughly rinse the hair with water. The Cote Hair Hybrid Comb Out Spray may be used at this time. Completely dry the hair. Apply Cote Hair Quinoa Smoothing Oil to the hair and use a smoothing iron. Do not shampoo for 36 to treatment. This concludes your service. You and your clients are going to absolutely love the results. For more plant-based products that will blow your clients away, visit cotehair.com or call 855 Plant 77.
All right, I don't know why it's not advancing to the next slide. Give me a second. There we go. All right.
So we're going to take a peek at some before and afters. And these were actually people, for the most part, and there's a few at the end here. These were people that I actually tested on. Like I said, we did over 45 tests. This first little gal, she had almost like a brindle, and I don't mean this in any bad way, but almost like a brindle dog hair type. It felt like a brindle animal, you know, and she had never, ever had a brush put to her scalp. It was very thick. It was very coarse. She said, I have never felt anything like this. I feel like a China doll now, you know, and she had other smoothing systems actually, and some of the ones with the formaldehyde in them. She said, I've never even had a comb to my scalp. I love it. Her stylist that had been her stylist for years said it's still extremely soft. It's very easy to work with. And I'm loving it. She said it's much nicer to work with for the stylist, and it has that shine. It's crazy. Those were exact words from her stylist, a good friend of mine. And when they had to come back in, this one actually lasted the 16 weeks. All they had to do with Madison's hair was just do her new growth. And then they did comb it out at the end. But she just couldn't believe that she could actually feel a comb to her scalp again. It was a great response she had. She was the 3rd one we ever did in the United States. So it was kind of a cool thing. Bobby, that's on the right, was our very first test ever. She absolutely loved the crazy shine I get with this process. No other smoothing system that they had ever used on her hair had given her that. Her hair is so much more manageable for herself. Bobby is one that gets her hair done every 3 weeks with a color and a cut. Every other time they use the smoothing system on her. And what they're finding is they want to You know, she wants the stylist to overlap it every time. The stylist gives it a break about every third time, says, no, I'm not going to pull it on the way through the ends. We just need to make sure the integrity of the hair stays at place because it is a chemical process. But something that you'll notice with the first picture and the second picture is the shine. It just, something that stood out to me about this product that I had never seen before with the smoothing system is how amazing that shine is. And that is from the hydrogenized collagen technology, that new system. It's the delivery system. It's how that good fats, the saturated fats, get into the hair and stay into the hair and make it more manageable, easy to take care of, and the incredible shine that it gives you. And that shine does stay. Whenever we did these processes and these tests, I would actually go back to the salon that they were coming in when the guests came back to get another service done. I wanted to be there. I wanted to see what what results we would get the second, the third time. So literally when we brought this product to the United States, I had to take Korean and turn it into English. So as you can imagine, a learning process as we went, but we had to write the instructions coming from Korean and going in to American, to English. And so we could go and explain our process, not just with pictures, but actually explain the process to people. Let's take another peek at it. This is Gemini. And as you can see with Gemini on the next slide, please. As you can see with Gemini, her hair was super, super, super unruly. Her mom had issues dealing with her hair every day. She's 13 years old. She didn't want to do it herself, but her mom had difficulty helping with that. And literally I had this little girl was doing spins in the salon when she's done. I've got video of her doing slow motion, and she just couldn't get her hands out of her hair. She was amazed by it. She said, I can't even believe it. It's my own hair. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. She was hugging me. So Jessica, the stylist, she said, I love this product. She's already in. She said, I'm in after one use. It was amazing. And that shine that I'm getting is just crazy. So very wonderful results that we have. This next gal on the next slide, if you will, I sent this picture to my boss. I sent a bunch of pictures and he goes, until he came to this picture, he's like, well, that just looks like really normal hair. I don't really understand why you're sending out all these pictures. And then he got to this picture. He was walking through the parking lot and he dropped his briefcase and he started laughing. He's like, wow, that is some unruly hair. So, in showing this, it means that we can take this from any length of hair and more people can be beneficial using this product. It doesn't have to have long, straight, hair as a result. It's different types of hair. This gal had actually had several different ones of the smoothing systems, straightening systems at that. And this one, when we tested on there, the stylist literally said, holy moly, wow, I cannot believe this. We did have some after pictures of her when she shampooed it the first time. And she said, I can't believe this is my own hair. I can do it myself. Whereas she walked in to the appointment with a ball cap on, because she says she's never been able to control her hair in her 60 years on this earth. So this could be for a process for somebody that's growing out their hair and they can't control it and it's unruly. And this just gives it an easier process to help control that grow out stage. We all know that that's not ever fun. So on the next slide, we've got after the first shampoo, as you can see, sorry, I'm ahead of you there.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. There was a question. Does the product contain ammonium thiol or sodium hydroxide?
I'm going to say I have to get back to you on that. I know I've got to give you the correct the correct enunciation of the word itself as it was translated to me, because thio is in there. I just want to make sure that I'm telling you the correct
Derivative of.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't find it. So let me answer that question, and I'll get it back to Marie on that, because I just want to make sure I tell it exactly the way it is. Okay, is that fair enough?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So this next gal is before her on the left. This is before her botanical blowout. She this is a 20-some-year-old person that had cradle cap. Okay, literally very, very thick cradle cap on her scalp, and she always had, she was just embarrassed by it, and it had issues, you know, on her clothing and everything, and she never could get to her scalp. She could never get to it. After that third picture over there is after the botanical blowout, where she was still in the salon, and then the after the first shampoo. As you can see, her texture is still there, her curl is still there, but the manageability that she has, you know, she can smooth that out and it'd be perfectly, you know, straight. But she doesn't want that. She just wanted the manageability part of it. So after the first shampoo, that is exactly what her hair looked like. And then Marie, I believe the next one is your guest. Am I correct on that?
Yes, so this is my client. She has naturally curly, coarse hair, but she's also a cancer survivor. So her texture was definitely different than what it was prior to cancer. So it was just very unruly for her. She's also does not have full range of motion in one of her arms and shoulders. So it's very difficult for her to even blow dry her hair when she does want it straight. So I figured she would be the perfect person for me to try this out on. And she absolutely, so the before is getting it right when she walked in. This was the after, immediately after. And then I had her send me pictures. So we have our first shampoo, second shampoo, and a 1 week after the treatment. She's absolutely blown away by the volume she now has, because she didn't really have much volume with her curl. She also, which she didn't send me a picture of because she said she was too embarrassed to, but she did attempt to blow dry her hair straight with, and she said it was the easiest she was ever able to do it with having only one arm with full range of motion, because before she wasn't able to blow dry. So it was always just air dry curls, and she's getting more volume without the frizz. So it's definitely been a bonus in her everyday regimen.
Very nice.
So that concludes our webinar for this afternoon. If your school would like more information on the Botanical Blowout or Cote hair products, please have your school administrators and directors reach out to the account executives at your new school. For future webinars, they can always reach out to myself. If it's something that you think you may want more information on right now, please type your school name and the word information into the chat box, and I will have the account executives send over as much information we have on the product if this is something you think you might be interested in bringing into your schools. Are there any other questions? Oh, there is another question. Is there a particular shampoo to use after the treatment?
What a lot of my salons do is they go ahead and they include it in the service of the Botanical Blowout. They will make sure to send them home with a Cote shampoo and a conditioner, just because it goes along with the plant base. It goes along right with this product. It fits right in, and they have had great results with that. So I would say, as long as I have seen adverse results of not having a product that has, you know, more sulfate in it or things like this, it will actually take that smoothing system out of the hair. So yes, that's a great question. Along the lines of anything plant-based without any sulfates, any harsher ingredients, I would say definitely not. I did have somebody tell me, and this is just a food for thought, I did have a gentleman tell me that if he does a smoothing system and he suggests a product, if they are not using that product, he will not guarantee the service. So that's just a little food for thought to be thinking of. He has had it where they bring back what they're using. They go, I don't know what I'm doing it like you told me to. But then they said, well, I've got good shampoo. Well, they might have gotten good shampoo or what they thought good shampoo, but yet they brought it into him, said, I want to see it. I want to see the ingredient listing. I want to see, all of these things. And there was I don't even remember what was in it. It was some form of a sulfate, and it was actually pulling out the smoothing system. So it was doing an adverse of what they were trying to do. So yes, I would say that would be a recommendation I would definitely. So a lot of my salons, they will send home, and they will include that in the price of their service, a shampoo and a conditioner of the Cote hair.
Any other questions before we log off? And then, of course, before you log off, if you have not done so already, students, please make sure if you are logging in from home, make sure your attendance information is in the chat box, full name, full school name, and school location. Educators, if you logged in with your group of students, please just type in the school name followed by the word group. That way I know to make sure to get your certificates over to you guys as well. And I don't see any more questions popping up in the chat box. I'll stay on for just a couple more minutes for attendance purposes. Otherwise, thank you so much, Robin, for doing this for us. I greatly appreciate it. The
Thank you.
product is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I do tend to talk quite fast, so I hope everybody, got my information. If you do not, you can always reach out to me as well if you have any questions. Just give Marie the question, and she'll give you my information. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, Judy.
Bye, Judy.
Bye, everyone. There was a great webinar. I took lots of
Thank
notes.
you.
Yes.
Thank
All right.
you. Good.
Okay.
Good. Marie, I'm just gonna
If you've already typed your attendance in, you can go ahead and log off. I'm just going to stay on for another minute just to make sure that I don't miss any attendance. Again, full name, full school name, and school location if you are a student logging in from home. And then educators, if you are with your students as a group at your location, please just type your school name and location followed by the word group. And then again, if anyone's interested in receiving more information on getting the Botanical Blowout into your schools, please type in info and your school name, and we'll make sure to get that information over to you as well.
Marie, I'm gonna hang on here just a second as well. It was what were the two ingredients?
They wanted to know if there was ammonium thio or sodium hydroxide. I'm pretty positive there's no sodium hydroxide. I don't have the bottle in front of me. It's 2 floors down. I know there is a thio derivative. I just, again, can't remember the name of it, but I'm almost positive there's no sodium hydroxide because the two chemicals don't mix well together.
There is no sodium hydroxide.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there isn't.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the ingredient listing on here, and I don't know how to pronounce it very well because I'm not really good at that. ethanolalamine thioglycate.
Yeah, so it's a derivative of thioglycate.
Yep. Yes. So I just wanted to make sure on that. I know there's so many different derivatives of so many different things. I just want to make sure that was correct. So it does have that in the product listing.
All right, well, it looks like I have all the attendance information in the chat box. Nobody has added anything else. So thank you all again for spending some of your afternoon with us. We greatly appreciate it and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.